Yeah. Remember we said objects are like boss that that group resources together. So let's think of an object like a box. After creation, you can add resources together. You can add items to them. And one unique feature about object in Aptos framework is that they have address on the blockchain, so you can easily access them with their address. So now we are going to be looking at how to configure an object in Aptos framework in this part of the lesson. So now we have created the object before, like we did, and we are to want to add resources to them. So that's what we are dealing with in this very part of the video. So we are adding resources to them. So let's begin again. We called this function. This function we called it create my object, and we are using the function is accepting a parameter which is an address from the address of the caller that is calling the function. Then we are we are retrieving the signing ability with the signer tools. Then we passed in the caller address into this signer to get the signing ability, and we stored it in this variable called caller address, which I explained earlier on. Now we moved on to creating an object in this very particular line of the code base. We said object create objects, and we passed in the caller address, the signer ability that we talked about before. Now, after creating the object, it returned this constructor ref. See, now this constructor ref is like the object itself, like the box which we have just created. Now we are, which is similar to an account. Now that we have the box, we want to create the ability for the box to sign its own transaction, to sign its own transaction for receiving resource or transferring resource. So now we pass the ref into this method or object to generate a signer for it or generate an authority for it and store it inside this variable called object signer. So now the object is an entity on the blockchain. So it has its own ability now um to sign transaction, to sign some transaction related to it. So in this other line, now we are moving the resources, which is this my struct resource, into the object. So we are using this authority that it has to sign the transaction and to move it into the object. So that's what happened here. So that's how the resources are added to the object. So after creating the object, we also generated a signing ability for the object. So that which is stored in this variable. So when we want to transfer the when we want to transfer or move a resource into the object, we're going to do that using the signer ability of the object. So the object, the authority is going to authorize the moving in of the resources into the object itself. So that's what happened in this.